Dear students, welcome to all. Now we are going to discuss the concept of field strength of space or tropospheric wave or field strength equations. We can call space wave as tropospheric wave. Means space wave is also called as tropospheric wave. Why? Because here the wave is propagating directly from the transmitter to the receiver in the tropospheric region. What is the range of tropospheric region? It is of 15 kilometers, within 15 kilometers. Therefore, it is useful above the frequency of 30 megahertz. So, in this FM reception is normally by the space wave propagation. So, space wave is also called as a tropospheric wave. Next, if you observe the diagram here, it is a figure representing the space wave propagation and field strength determination at receiving point R. Okay, we need to determine the field strength. Okay, field strength at the receiving point R dash, we need to determine here the field strength. That is the concept here. So before going to the calculation part, we will see some of the terms involved in this diagram. So here, this is the transmitting antenna, this is the receiving antenna, which is small. Why? Because transmitting antenna is like a towers which is of a huge size. Receiving, whereas coming to the receiver antennas, those are compared to transmitting antenna, it is small. Okay, so let it be, this is the transmitting antenna height ht, this is the receiving antenna hr. So if you draw a parallel line towards the earth curvature from r dash, you will be getting one more point m dash. Let the difference between the receiving antenna and the transmitting antenna height is ht minus hr. So the main concept here is, at the receiver side you are getting the two rays. One is the direct ray, that is D1. Second one is the indirect ray, that is D2. Okay. What it means? Means from transmitter, the wave is propagating in two ways. The first way is directly from transmitter, the wave is propagating towards the receiver. If wave is propagating directly from the transmitter to the receiver in a straight line, then it is called as a direct ray D1. The wave can also propagate in another way. Okay, how it is means, from transmitter, the wave first hit at any point of the earth, and from that point of earth, that we are calling it as the tangential point, after hitting the wave towards the earth at some point, from that point it takes the wave takes into a curve. Okay, again it reflect to the receiver. Means indirect ray means, first from the transmitter the wave hits the earth at some point, at that particular point again it is going to reach towards the receiver. If it happens like that, it is the indirect way. Okay, so the terms here are ht and hr, height of the transmitting antenna, height of the receiving antenna. D is the horizontal distance between the transmitting and receiving antenna. D1 is the direct ray, D2 is the indirect ray, and E0 is the field strength at R dash due to direct rays. We need to calculate the field strength here, E0. Okay, that is the main concept. Before going to the calculation part, you need to assume one condition. Assume the earth to be perfect. The magnitude of field strength at R dash would be equal to E0, as the distance travelled by both rays are equal. Later, the two rays can combine at the receiving point vectorically. Okay, we need to add the vector addition of the two ways, that is direct ray and incident ray, to calculate the resultant field here. Okay, for this, first we will see the concept here, calculation part. Take the triangle T dash, M dash, R dash. Okay, this is the point of T dash, and this is the M dash, and this is the R dash. Consider this triangle. Okay, consider this triangle. From this triangle, what the Pythagoras theorem says, a square plus b square is equal to c square. So here d1 square is equal to, here distance between the two antennas is d square, plus height of the antenna is ht minus hr whole square. Let it be the equation 1. Now from right angle triangle T dash AB, now consider the angle T dash AB. Here T dash, here it is A, here it is B. Consider this triangle now. Okay, if you consider this triangle, d2 square here, d2 square is equal to d square plus ht plus hr whole square, means this is the equation for direct ray, this is the equation for the indirect ray. d1 is direct, d2 is indirect. Okay, from equation 1, if you expand this equation, we will be getting d1 is equal to d plus ht minus hr whole square by 2d. Let it be the equation 3. And similarly, if you do the same analysis, you will be getting the d2 is equal to d plus ht plus hr whole square by 2d. Let it be the equation 4. Now, at the receiver side, we are getting the two waves. One is the direct and second one is the indirect. So, we need to find the path difference between the two waves. So, for the formula for path difference is d2 minus d1. Substitute the path difference d2 minus d1 here. Substitute equation 3 here, equation 4 here. D and D get cancels and remaining term will be here, and take 1 by 2d common and the equation becomes like this. And again this is a plus b whole square, this is a minus b whole square. If we expand this equation, all the terms get cancelled and the remaining term only be the 4ht hr. Therefore, the path difference is equal to 2ht hr by d meters. Okay, we can write this path difference in terms of lambda also. For this, the path difference in lambda is, include lambda term in the denominator. That's it. 2ht hr by lambda d. From the optics, we are having the formula phase difference alpha is equal to 2 pi into path difference. Substitute this path difference here, that is lambda value here. Then if you rearrange this equation, the phase difference here is 4 pi ht hr by lambda d radians. This is the phase difference caused due to the path difference. Okay, path difference means d2 minus d1. This is the phase difference we calculated because of the path difference. But beside this, there is another phase difference now, which is of 180 degrees due to reflection from the ground. Here the phase shift reflection from ground is 180 degrees. So the total phase difference theta is given as alpha plus beta. Alpha plus beta is 180 degrees, where alpha is the phase difference due to path difference and beta is the phase difference due to reflection at ground and is equal to 180 degrees. This is the calculation of the phase difference. Now we need to calculate the field strength. Okay, field strength at the receiving side. Now we are calculating the resultant field strength at the receiving point r dash due to direct and indirect rays is given by. We need to do, to get the resultant field, we need to do the vector addition. Okay, for both ways, direct ray e1 into e power j0, for indirect ray e2 into e power minus j theta. Initially we will be not having any theta value, that's why we need to place 0. So in second component we can compare with the first component, that's why you can keep it as minus j theta. So by solving this, e1 plus e2 into e power minus j theta, e power j0 becomes 1, therefore e1 into 1 e1. So this equation can be rewrite like this, er is equal to e1 of 1 plus e2 by e1 e power minus j theta. Let us consider k as e2 by e1. After substituting, let us assume that we have as already taken the assumption in the starting, both the field strength are equal. Okay, e2 is equal to e1 is equal to e0. Therefore the equation becomes er is equal to e0 of, instead of e1 substitute e0, 1 plus e power minus j theta. And here the formula for e power minus j theta is cos theta minus j sin theta. Apply magnitude for this, e0 of square root of 1 plus cos theta square plus sin square theta. Okay, this equation can be written like this, e0 is equal, mod er of is equal to e0 of square root of 1 plus cos square theta plus 2 cos theta plus sin square theta. Okay, for 1 plus cos theta whole square we can write a plus b whole square now. In this manner the equation is rewritten like this, and from this equation cos square theta plus sin square theta we can write it as 1. So e0 of square root of, these terms become 1, 1 plus 2 cos theta, e0 of square root of 2 plus 2 cos theta, take common 2, 1 plus cos theta. The formula for 1 plus cos theta is 2 cos square theta by 2 according to the trigonometry. Substitute 1 plus cos theta is equal to 2 cos square theta by 2 in the next equation. Finally, you will be getting E naught of square root of 4 cos square theta by 2. And here, finally, the ER is equal to 2 into E naught cos theta by 2. Okay. But theta is equal to alpha plus 180. We already taken previously. So, mod ER is equal to substitute in place of theta alpha plus 180. Okay. Then obviously it will become the 90 plus alpha by 2. So, we can write this 90 cos of 90 plus alpha by 2 as minus sin alpha by 2. But minus sign is omitted here. Consider only magnitude, that is the equation becomes like this, 2 E naught sin alpha by 2. Now substitute the alpha value. Okay, alpha sin alpha, already we have derived the alpha, that is the phase difference. This is the alpha. In the phase difference we calculated 4 pi ht hr by lambda d radians. So instead of alpha, substitute that equation and the equation becomes like this. Okay, this is the received field strength at the receiving point r dash. By assuming these conditions, finally the equation 5 is the received field strength at the receiving point r dash. Again, if EF is equal to field strength of the direct ray, that is free space field strength at unit distance, E naught is given as EF by D. This E naught is given as EF by D, where EF is the field strength of the direct ray. Okay, but EF is given as 7 into root of P volt per meter, where P is the effective power radiated in watts. E naught is equal to 7 root P by D. Okay, E naught becomes the 7 root P by D. Substitute this 7 root P by D in the equation 5. Okay, in the equation 5, then the equation 5 becomes like this, 7 root P by D into 4 pi ht hr by lambda d. Now bring the 4 pi this side and take this root P this side, and 4 pi 4 into 3.14 87.92 as the term is as it is written here, or you can approximate it to 88 square root of P ht hr by lambda d square volt per meter. This is the resultant field that we are measured at the receiving antenna, where ht hr lambda and d are in meters and P in watts. Hence, for propagation of space wave, we see the relation from this equation. What the equation is telling means ER is proportional to effective power radiation, and it is proportional to transmitting height of the transmitting antenna, proportional to height of receiving antenna, and it is inversely proportional to the wavelength as well as the distance. These all are the relations came from the resultant field equation of the space wave propagation. I hope all of you understand. Thank you so much.